Are you looking for the best Garmin watch? In this video, we will look at some of the 5 best Garmin watch on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Garmin Venu 3. Garmin watches may never be known for their smarts or health insights compared to a Wear OS watch or a Fitbit with Google Apps. But the Garmin Venu 3 earns its Best Garmin Watch title by bridging that gap, with a streamlined Garmin OS, new ECG and skin temperature sensors, and the usual training smarts other brands can't offer. More svelte than your typical Garmin watch thanks to its thinness and stainless steel bezel, the Venu 3 has 1.2 and 1.4-inch AMOLED touchscreen options to fit any wrist size. It has 3 buttons, one more than the Venu 2, for navigation and shortcuts like Garmin Pay. Also better than the Venu 2, it has a built-in mic and speaker for pass-through voice commands to your phone or Bluetooth calling. In my Garmin Venu 3 review, I praised its more accessible UI, the revamped sleep coach for better nightly insights, and the enhanced body battery graph that shows exactly when you used or regained energy with a workout, nap, or meditation. For gym goers, it has thousands of animated exercises with muscle maps showing the impact of each move. For runners, it uses multiple GNSSs to pinpoint your location during runs, then suggests how many hours or days to recover before your next run and what kind of workout effect it had on your fitness. While I prefer Garmin Forerunners for their more niche running insights, I can't deny that the Venu 3 gives a better all-around experience for most athletes. It tops our list of the best fitness watches, beating brands like Google, Samsung, Coros, and Apple, for a reason. Number 2. Garmin Forerunner 165. Picking the best Garmin watch depends largely on your wallet. On the more affordable end of the spectrum is the $249 Forerunner 165 and the Venu Sq 2, one of our later picks. The $199 Forerunner 55 was our favorite budget Garmin for years, but the 165 has so many upgrades that it's worth paying $50 more. Compared to the Forerunner 55, the 165 delivers a more accurate HR sensor with HRV data for better body battery accuracy, blood oxygen data, all systems GNSS like the Venu 3's, a compass for breadcrumb navigation, an altimeter for elevation data, and post-run training effect data. Plus, of course, you switch from a dim MIP display to an AMOLED touchscreen, while keeping the same thin, lightweight design. Getting all this, plus Forerunner essentials like Garmin Coach, recovery time estimates, and VO2 max, is an insane value for this price range. And when we tested its HR and GPS accuracy against other cheap brands, the Forerunner 165 either beat or matched comparable Coros and Fitbit devices. Now, one of our later picks, the Forerunner 265, is objectively better for serious runners. Garmin stripped away some key tools from the Forerunner 165 like training load focus, training readiness, performance condition, multi-sport activities, and dual-band GPS to make the 265 more compelling. It also costs $200 more. Having reviewed both watches, I'll point more runners to the 165 first. My Garmin Forerunner 165 review explains that you shouldn't upsell yourself to the 265 if you already make do as a runner without those metrics. With the 165, Garmin still tracks your training load and recommends workouts or rest based on that data. You just can't see it. The Forerunner 165 keeps things simpler, and that'll actually be a perk for some runners. Number 3. Garmin Forerunner 965. If spending a lot of money is no object, the Garmin Forerunner 965 is the best Garmin watch Android Central has ever reviewed. I've used it daily for over a year, wearing 2 watches while testing other brands so that I don't lose track of my training metrics and goals. You'll save $350 buying the Forerunner 165, though, so only choose this if you really need its bells and whistles. The Garmin Forerunner 965 is essentially a re-released Forerunner 955 with the same features, only with an AMOLED display instead of a dimmer MIP display. Only the Forerunner 9x5 series supports high-resolution topographical maps, and the visual upgrade makes them more accessible. You can follow downloaded courses, go back to start if you get lost, or see the next trailhead on your path. You also get Strava Live segments, a great way to motivate you to hit PRs. My Garmin Forerunner 965 review had almost nothing but praise for its upgrades over the Forerunner 265. It gives you real-time stamina stats during long runs to warn you when to turn around, advanced cycling dynamics, endurance and hill scores for more informed training, and a better anti-reflective display coating that makes it easier to read in direct sunlight. And compared to the Forerunner 165, you get much more hands-on training guidance from Garmin. Beyond simple training load, it'll tell you whether you need more anaerobic, high aerobic, or low aerobic runs or rides to improve your VO2 max, which has proven vital for improving as a runner. Why skip the Forerunner 965? Even though the training software is much more advanced than the Venu 3, the latter gives you a mic and speaker, ECG and skin temperature readings, and a lighter 3S option. There's no 965S. Above it, the Phoenix and Epix have even more premium features, mainly relevant for extreme sports or more advanced mapping, plus full titanium or steel bodies. Number 4. Garmin Instinct 2X Solar. Most new Garmin watches can last about 2 weeks, maybe half that after daily tracked workouts, even less when using GPS. Any pick on this list would crush your typical Apple or Android smartwatch for longevity. But if you need a watch that'll last weeks, or even months, between charges, the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar is unmatched. I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. The Instinct 2X Solar lasts 40 days without solar, or an unlimited amount of time if you get a few hours of sun per day. For tracking, it lasts 60 hours for GPS or 27 hours for dual-frequency satellite data. Add in solar power, and you jump to 145 GPS hours or 36 multiband hours. And in max battery GPS mode, it can last 150 hours even in a deep, dark cave. Add in 10 ATM water resistance and military-grade protection against shocks and drops, and the Instinct 2X Solar will never fail you during a long trek. Plus, you have a built-in flashlight that can give you a glimpse of your surroundings in dark environments, useful for campers or early morning runners, at the very least. Having reviewed both the Instinct 2 Solar and Instinct 2X Solar, I love them both. The 2X Solar has a much better battery, so it claims this spot. It also gives you dual-band GPS tracking, a gyroscope, and the aforementioned flashlight. But the Instinct 2 Solar still outperforms other Garmin watches for battery life, and it weighs significantly less than the 2X, with the same display resolution. If you choose the 2 Solar over the 2X, you shouldn't be disappointed. Either way, you get core features like body battery, blood oxygen, VO2 max tracking, training readiness and recovery time suggestions, training load and effect, and Garmin Pay. Its bulky look will appeal to G-Shock or Casio fans, and while the display isn't as nice as others on this list, the Instinct 2 series is functional and straightforward. Number 5. Garmin Venu Sq 2. Those who want a bit of everything Garmin offers without breaking the bank, designed with an Apple Watch-like squircle design, will appreciate the Venu Sq 2. As the name suggests, this is a square version of the Venu 2, with a beautiful 1.4-inch AMOLED display instead of the 1.3-inch LCD on the original Venu Sq. It doesn't have the mic/speaker combo of the Venu 3, nor some key features on most Venu models. Garmin removed the altimeter for stair tracking and elevation measurement, the gyroscope for a muscle map feature, the exercise guide animations, and live watch faces. You'll also have to pay $50 extra for the Venu Sq 2 Music to get music storage and a Wi-Fi connection. Still, it's rare to find a Garmin watch at this price point that isn't compromised in some way, and our Venu Sq 2 reviewer even called it the Goldilocks smartwatch because of how it struck the right balance between affordability and packing in enough features. You get the essentials like body battery, sleep score, hit timers, Garmin coach, and preloaded workouts to guide you to success. The Venu Sq 2 Music garnered some controversy when users were unable to download apps like Spotify for over a month. Garmin did fix the issue, so we're not going to dock this pick. We'll simply hope that more issues won't arise down the line. As an alternative, you may want to look into the Garmin VivoActive 5, which has a lot of the same upsides and downsides for the same price as the Music Edition, but with a more traditional Garmin look and some of the Venu 3's new software tricks.